I started banging on the front door and all of a sudden it opened. My brother was standing there. He had stayed home sick from school that day. I was crying so much that I could barely talk, and I just kept pointing at the man coming up the road. My brother grabbed a baseball bat and ran outside. As soon as the man saw my brother, he ran back to his car and jumped in and sped off. We didn't manage to get his license plate number, so he was never found. But I'm sure he wanted to kidnap me and possibly hurt or kill me. Went on for about 30 minutes on and off, ringing every 30 seconds. We were all freaked out, as there were no churches or towns within 20 miles of us. After the bell stopped, the singing started. It was too faint to hear the words, but it sounded like church choir music, but it was a lot of people. And I kept on my journey. I'm not the type to make small talk, as I'm very skeptical of people. Apparently, he didn't like that. He must have preferred that if I stuck around, I might as well socialize with him. I guess he had other plans in mind. Anyway, I forgot about him, and on my return, he was still there. This time, he wasn't as perky as before. He kept hurling insults and decided to follow me and bring my dog in to sleep on my bed. I woke up a few times late to see her alert and staring at the door to the rumpus room. Occasionally, I'd hear clawing at the screen of the window, but we had dogs, cats, horses, and local bush turkeys, foxes, etc. I figured if something was there, that shouldn't have been my dogs. So fast forward 5 years, I bring a new girlfriend to my home to meet my parents.
Okay. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I remember my mum kissing me goodnight once I went to bed. I was a stereotypical boy who had a race car pet when I was little, and I had lots of stuffed animals. From my memory, I remember having a pastel multicolored dolphin, a cheetah. My mum got it for me. She was a respiratory therapist and worked in the CHETA program, which is a critical care ambulance service at UW-Madison. A large Scooby-Doo plushie, many kitten plushies that came in a packet that my grandma bought me for Christmas, and a life-size, for me as a 5-year-old, Spider-Man.
Looked up to me as if we were best friends. He started off the conversation by saying, "Hello, my name is Jeremy. What about you?" I was already being cautious because of what other people told me about his behavior. I just remained calm and I told him my name, and I told him that it was nice to meet him. The conversation then went on longer. We just told each other what our majors are and what we plan on doing after we graduate. Then my food came and I placed my food in the bag. He then waved and said bye. I said bye back in a soft voice with a neutral expression on my face. I was really scared at the moment. I turned back one last time just to see him staring at me when I walked outside. He was just standing there, motionless. I already got bad vibes from this dude. I want to make it clear that the next time we see each other, I have no interest in talking to him. About a few days later, I saw him again in the cafeteria. A few years back, I rented an apartment from a friend of mine. He had recently bought it and had it completely renovated. He put it up for sale but couldn't find a buyer, so I offered to rent it in the meantime. After moving in, I realized there was something wrong with the lady next door. She was about 45 but looked much older. She would sit up all night listening to Christian radio shows and talking loudly to someone. I got to the point where I couldn't sleep, so I went over to her place and I asked her to keep it down. She opened the door and I got a quick peek. Her walls all had crosses painted on them in different colors, and words like Jesus and angels scribbled everywhere. The windows were painted black, letting no light in at all. It was damp. Yellow to the loop back to my apartment when I first noticed him. At the far end of the street, on my side, was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to a waltz, but he finished each box with an odd forward stride. I guess you could say he was dance walking, headed straight for me. Decided he was probably drunk. I stepped as close.
2 weeks ago, I was working late at home on my laptop. It was past midnight. I usually work after dinner, sometimes deep into the night. My boyfriend had already gone to bed. Then I heard something, metal clinking, from the kitchen. At first, I thought it was a mouse, maybe knocking over some pots, but it didn't stop. It was slow, deliberate, like someone touching the cutlery. I got up, walked over, and peeked into the kitchen. Empty. But then, I noticed something. All the drawers were open, every single one, and on the counter, one fork, standing upright, on its prongs, perfectly still. I didn't touch it, I just backed away. As I turned off the light, I heard a whisper, right behind me. It said, "Finally, you noticed me." I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but it's been happening to me every night. I live alone in a small third-floor apartment. There's only one way in, the front door, solid, dead-bolted. And I always lock my bedroom door before I sleep. Always. It's just something I do to feel safe. But here's the thing. Every morning, I wake up, and the door is wide open. No sound, no creaks, no sign of anything, just open. So last night, I filmed it, set up my phone on the dresser facing the door, watched the footage this morning, around 3:12 a.m. The doorknob turns, clicks. The door opens slowly, but no one is there. No footsteps, no shadow, just the door opening on its own.